speaking of Missouri and South Carolina, Vegas agrees with us. South Carolina is favored by 12.5 points to a team in about 10 minutes to an hour, depending on the college basketball, is going to be ranked. Will they be ranked? Yeah, they'll probably be ranked barely.
Should be.
Yeah, they'll be ranked. And they're dogs versus South Carolina. And I think they should be. It does not surprise me. And it's going to be interesting with that line. Is Brady Cook going to play in this game, or is it going to be Drew Pine? That's going to be very interesting to me, whether he plays or not. Let's talk about this Missouri offense. 25.1 points per game, 74th in the country. 5.1 yards per play, 94th in the country. Third down percentage converted, 46.4, 15th in the country, so they are good at that. 4.3 yards per rush, 70th in the country. 6.4 yards per pass. That is 114th in the country, and a sack percentage given up of 7.19%. That is 95th in the country. So pretty bad, honestly, down the board on offense. Defensive-wise, 20.8 points per game, 22nd in the country. 5.3 yards per play given up, 52nd in the country. Third down percentage given up, 28.43. That is 5th in the country. So great on the defensive side of the ball on third down and great on the offensive side of the ball on third down. 4.2 yards per rush, 66th in the country. 7.2 yards per pass, 57th in the country. And getting after the quarterback and sacking them 8.29% of the time. That is 21st in the country. Now, South Carolina, 30.2 points per game, 42nd in the country. 5.2 yards per play, 81st in the country. 4.1 yards per rush, 79th in the country. 8 yards per pass, 26th in the country. And they've gotten slightly better. They've improved along the offensive line. 12.5% sack rate, 131st. They moved from the worst to the third worst in the country along the offensive line. Defensively, 17.6 points per game, 10th in the country. 4.3 yards per play, 7th in the country. 3 yards per rush, 9th in the country. 6.3 yards per pass, 30th in the country, and 5th in sack rate at 10.68%. Like I said, I think they are the best front four in the country. I think they are one of the 5 best front sevens in the country. How do you think this game plays out, Tyler?
Well, yeah, this is one of the 3. If you're an LSU fan, this is one of the 3 games you have to watch. The first one being Texas and Arkansas, second one obviously being your game, and then the third one being this Missouri and South Carolina game. I personally believe South Carolina should be ranked. Again, we'll find out here. Well, by the time you guys see this video, the rankings will be out. So this could be a top 25 matchup. Missouri, they are a completely different offensive team with Brady Cook at QB. Again, he has some hand injury. And I ask this question all the time. I just don't get it. How can he come back against Auburn, right? And then not against Bama? Okay, that's a big game for Missouri, point blank. I don't understand that. He could come back against Auburn, couldn't do it against Bama. Maybe he re-injured it, had a bye week, and then he couldn't against Oklahoma. Again, I don't know if Brady Cook's going to be playing in this game, and that's why I do think this line is a lot more than kind of what it should be. But nonetheless, this South Carolina team is hot, and they're hot at the right time. I like South Carolina here, just point blank and simple. For me, it's just going to come down to, do I think they can win by 12.5? Well, they beat Vandy by pretty considerably. They probably should have won by more. For being real, they completely dominated Vandy for 4 quarters, found a way to only win 28-7, I guess. Shout out to Vandy for keeping it close towards the end there. But I like South Carolina. Lenore Sellers is playing a lot better. He's actually throwing the football a little bit better as his QBR is getting better and better. And obviously he can run. He's ridiculous on the ground. So, and then throw in Rocket Sanders. I like South Carolina here. The over-under 44.5. Listen, if Brady Cook's not playing, I love the under. But if he is playing, I think this is going to be a pretty close game. I'm guessing he's not playing. That's just what I'm going to go with. That's kind of what I'm hearing. So give me South Carolina 27-10. 27-10. I think that's about right. So I would take the under. But I do think South Carolina is going to control this game. I think they're just the better team. And Missouri's outside playoff hopes are pretty much over with here.
Yeah, in the Alabama game, I remember watching that. I'm pretty sure, I've never seen this, in back-to-back drives or plays, he hit his hand on an offensive lineman's helmet. So I think he may have done like serious damage to his hand, and that's why he couldn't play in the later games, like versus Oklahoma, and then obviously in the second half versus Bama. I don't know though. They don't have to. Like the NFL has to release like specific injuries, whereas college they don't really do that, and they don't really have to do that. But yeah, I agree. I think if Brady Cook's in this game, I think they cover. I don't think they win, but I'm assuming he's not playing in this game. And do I think Brady Cook is like some all-world quarterback? No, but he's way better than Drew Pine. I've seen enough of Drew Pine. He's not good at all. I still don't know how he's a backup at college anywhere. If he's in the game, you're probably not going to win versus any team in the top 30, 35 range. And South Carolina is definitely one of those teams. And Lenore Sellers has played a lot better. And I think a lot of that has to do with Nick Harbor. Nick Harbor, coming in as a freak athlete, 5-star, which is rare for South Carolina. They usually get like one a cycle. And he was that one a couple years ago. And he's, learning how to play wide receiver. And he's become a pretty damn good wide receiver. He had that great catch versus Alabama. He played pretty good versus Texas A&M. I think he's going to play pretty good in this game. And their front four is going to go off. So I think Drew Pine's going to be running for his life here as well. I'm going to take South Carolina in this game 31-14. So I'm going to go slightly over here. I don't love it. But if Brady Cook doesn't play in this game, I'm going to take South Carolina to win this football game. I actually already placed a bet on South Carolina in a parlay with a teaser. So actually, they only need to win this game by 7 points for me, which I'm hoping they do. We'll see what happens with that. But that's my opinion on that. The only difference here, Tyler has the under here. I have the over, but we're both on South Carolina minus 12.5.